Hey, what's going on, church family? It's Pastor Hassan, and it's good to be back. Kathy and I and the boys had a nice little time away. Got to get away for about a week, and coming back feeling refreshed and looking forward to the fall. Excited about what the Lord will do in this next coming season. And so I just want to make you aware of some things that are coming up in the next little while. I know the week is half over, but be that as it may, here's your update for the week. And so first up on tomorrow, September 10th, that's Thursday, we're going to have our next prayer meeting, and that's going to happen at 7 o'clock. So tomorrow evening, I've actually already sent out the invitation for that, so you'll want to check your inbox and be sure and join us if you can tomorrow, Thursday, September 10th at 7 p.m. And then the next thing that's going to happen is our Friday morning devotional, September 11th at 8:30 in the morning, and we're going to look at the topic of love, something that appears all over the place in the Bible and is very important for our understanding of who God is, very important for our understanding of who we are as God's people. And so we're going to look at the topic of love as it relates to the Christian life. And we're going to do that because, Lord willing, on Sunday we're going to be looking at 1 Corinthians chapter 13. One chapter of the Bible. I can think of if not whole chapters, I can think of a couple of other verses that are almost synonymous with love. When you think about love and you think about the Bible, you think about these verses like John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life. But 1 Corinthians 13 is another one of those texts of scripture that rightly gets associated with love. But unfortunately, it often gets taken out of the larger context of what Paul is talking about. So you'll hear 1 Corinthians 13 read at weddings and things like that. But there's not very often a lot of discussion around the other things that Paul is talking about when he starts talking about love in 1 Corinthians 13. So we want to look at what Paul is talking about as it relates to love, but in the context of a larger discussion about spiritual gifts and how love is to come to bear on how we understand spiritual gifts in the life of the church. And so just ahead of that, we're going to look at a text about love on Friday morning. So be prepared for that on September 11th at 8:30 in the morning. And then next up is Sunday morning. And so on Sunday, September 13th, we'll have our in-person gathering, Lord willing, at 10:45 a.m. Still running into some issues with the live stream. We're going to try to do that, but if for some reason the live stream doesn't pan out, I'm planning to also make the sermon portion of the service available via just being recorded. And so we'll, in all likelihood, post that at over at YouTube, but it's just going to be posted a little bit later than 10:45. So I'll work out all those details, but either way it goes, we're going to have our in-person gathering, Lord willing, and we will make the service, or at least the sermon, available for people to view online. So again, watch your emails for that, check your inboxes, and we'll keep you up to speed on that. Then the next thing that I want to make you aware of, also happening on Sunday, September 13th, is we're going to have our annual meeting finally. And so this is just an opportunity for us. It's way past when we would normally have our annual meeting, but that's okay. We just want to kind of look over some things from the last year, remind ourselves of some things in terms of where we're going as a church, and then just prayerfully look forward to what the Lord will do through us in this next year. And so please join us if you can, just as a little added incentive for those of you who are able to come. And more than an added incentive, I'm thinking because the meeting will happen over the lunch hour, we're going to be done with the service. We're usually done around 11:45 or noon, and the meeting shouldn't take more than an hour. But still, it's around lunchtime, and so we'll make some I was gonna say refreshments, but we'll order some pizza, and then if you're feeling kind of hungry, you can grab a slice of pizza on your way out or two, and hopefully that'll tide you over till you can get home. But so that's it in terms of the annual meeting. I just want to make you aware that that is happening after the service, and at that point, assuming we have a quorum, we have enough people, we will be voting on our church officers for the coming year. So be in prayer for that, as I know many of you already have been. And then next up, we're going to be running kind of tight, but we will have our discussion group at 2 o'clock. And so I know some of you are going to have to rush home. Hopefully it's not too jammed up. But following the annual meeting, which will be done, we'll hope to have you out of the church by 1 o'clock. And then we'll have our discussion group at 2, where we'll be discussing what we've learned from 1 Corinthians 13. And then the following event is really exciting. We've been praying about this and really looking forward to it. We're going to have our first junior church meeting via Zoom, and this is really exciting. We're really eager to keep our kids engaged with what we're doing as a church and engaged in learning the scripture. And so I'm really thankful to Sister Agatha and Lynn and the team for really just putting their heads together and coming up with some good plans for the fall. And so parents, that meeting is going to happen at 4 o'clock. So from 4 to 4:30 is when the junior church meeting will take place via Zoom. I don't think the invitation has been sent out as of yet, but we'll send that out as soon as possible. So be on the lookout. Hang on one second. I'll get you some yogurt in a second. Hold on, boy. Just wait. Okay, so speaking of kids, so that's happening. 4 o'clock to 4:30, junior church. Be on the lookout. Check your email. There's also a WhatsApp group. And so that's one of the ways that you can get information about what's happening with junior church. But we're excited about that. We love kids. The Lord loves kids, and we want to see kids saved and living for him even at an early age. So that's it. And then following the junior church from 4 to 4:30, we're going to have the Sunday school is going to be meeting at their normal time of 6:30. And so I think that invitation, you're on a recurring invitation for that one, so you don't have to check for anything new. But I know Brother Pedro did send out an email just informing people what's going on. So check your emails and just stay up to speed on that. But that's it in the way of what's coming up. Really glad to be back. Like I said, looking forward to seeing y'all and just getting rolling for the fall. One last thing I do want to mention is after this Sunday, we're going to take a little bit of a break from 1 Corinthians and just to zero in on some things related to our vision as a church, just to remind us, okay, what are we doing? We know generally what we're called to do as believers, but specifically as Thistletown Baptist Church, what does it look like for us to faithfully do what the Lord has called us to? And so I'm just going to spend a couple of weeks just reminding myself and you all of what's in the forefront of what we're trying to accomplish as a church. And if you'll remember, this sort of vision that we've been throwing around is that we're building a community of people who are becoming like Christ by his grace for his glory. And so we want to constantly remind ourselves of that, but not just say that and maybe we think it sounds cool, maybe we have no idea what that means. We want to actually say it, keep it in front of us, and actually put some meat on those bones. Like, okay, how are we actually accomplishing that? How do we hope to get that done by the grace of God in Rexdale, where we are, and beyond? And so I'm going to spend a couple of weeks doing that, and then we'll be into the month of October, which is, if you can believe it or not, it's coming up on our 60th anniversary as a church. And so this is an exciting one for us. We got some things planned for that, which I'll make you aware of in the next couple of weeks. But so that's what's going on for the next little while. And like I said, I'm glad to be back. Looking forward to seeing y'all, and yeah, in the meantime, y'all take care. Keep checking on one another. Keep looking to the Lord and trust in Him. Okay? All right. Take care.